And action.
Oh. Hello everyone, this is The Higher Ups University Presents Grown Up Conversation. I am Adrienne Charleston, aka Butterfly, and we have here with us sipping on water.
It's milk.
Milk?
It's my cup.
Okay.
Don't worry about what's in my cup.
Okay.
I am Malik Brown, aka KW the Artisan, aka the Weasel, aka Tub Master Splish Splash.
And we have a guest with us today, if you couldn't tell. We have Dr. Easley. If you can just introduce yourself to the audience.
Yes, greetings everyone. Dr. Easley, aka Rashad, aka Thomas, aka Minister. It's a lot going on here. It's a lot happening.
I see now that I'm gonna have to get me some more AKAs. I don't know. I'm gonna figure out something. Yes.
You gotta
yes.
be in these streets.
AKA the poet, AKA
Cletus,
AKA psychologist. But yeah, there we go. I'm gonna throw that out there.
We keep saying AKA, then we have to say DST, SGR, APA, KPA. What I'm saying. I mean, KKAP. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? OPP.
Anyway,
PBS, and I'm talking about the station.
Oh my goodness! So today, it's our first time having a guest, and since we have a guest today, it's guest choice as to what we talk about, and we had a conversation, and Dr. Easley would like to talk about the power of women.
Oh boy! Oh my goodness!
Did you forget? That's what
I didn't forget. I didn't forget.
Okay. So
let me get this candy now.
Okay, and I'll let you do that. And the discussion came about because we were talking about how women do have the power, and it's kind of like women lost power, and we were trying to figure out where it went, where it's gone, and why do we not continue to have the power, and how the power is not just sexual, it's just women have the power. So go ahead, Dr. Easley, let us know are you still chewing?
No, I'm done.
Okay,
I'm done. Yeah, so it's like, I guess what is it that I'm answering, like my take on that?
Yes, what are your thoughts on it? And then
okay. What if I was reflecting on our conversation?
Yes.
In a way, I think that the way that we were talking about it was actually saying the opposite of women having power. I mean, not that we believe the opposite,
right?
But we were kind of talking about things that are going on socially, especially if we talk about relationships, how relationships get established, how they're maintained, different things of that nature, and that's whether it's if we're just talking a relationship where people are getting to know each other, or even a relationship where they're maybe sexually active, with one another, and that's dating and even going into marriage or being in marriage too. And so I feel that women have all of the power, as far as, because I think about what men, I think, focus on, and of course I'm also talking about heterosexual with regard to heterosexual relationships, but it is, so I can't speak to anything else from my own lived experiences, and but I do think that they have the power, like sexually, because it sounds like a man's pride, I think, is probably not even established unless if he's aware or cares, if he knows that his woman is satisfied. I think that for a man to feel desired by a woman is very key. I think to our to ego, but I just think to our existence too.
Yeah.
I think that for a man to feel justified sometimes and to feel affirmed.
Yes.
I think that some of that really comes from how we perceive women perceiving us, and but I really do think that a lot of everything that we do, and I'll pause, I don't want to take up all the air in the room, I really do think a lot of it still stems from sex, which to me that really stems from just like having a connection, being connected, and I think women they just know how to do that more. I just feel like that. So anyway,
okay. What are your thoughts, K-Dub, and then I'll weigh in, I guess. I gotta process all that. That was a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. what you're here for.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess just I agree. I feel like women kind of know the power that they have, but it's more of an undertone. I just think that in any relationship, women have the power. Say, I mean, even if it is anything sexual, but like, if a woman can ask a guy like, "Hey, let's have sex," and I mean, the answer will probably be yes, depending on the situation, but like that's what I'm saying. So like in any relationship, a female can just about make it, like they can make it to what they wanted, whether it be getting money or like, you know, like this whole Black China and Rob Kardashian thing, or whether it's just about even if they just want to be loved, and you know what I'm saying. So I just think that women really just have all the power in relationships. They just decide when and where to use it, if they want to use it, or some of them might not even know they have it. But
I was about to say I didn't.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of them just don't know. Right.
This is new. I got the power. I didn't know. I didn't know because. Oh, go ahead and finish.
No, I mean that's it. Like it's power.
I didn't know. Actually, one of my best friends back in high school told me, he's like, women have all the power and this, and he explained some things to me, and I didn't get it. I still don't get it because I don't feel that I have the power. Because if that was the case, I'd be with Common and be with him off, wherever he is and living happily.
Well,
are y'all laughing?
There's levels.
I'm getting
there's levels to the power?
Levels and,
okay.
Levels and tax brackets. Like, you gotta be...
He said tax brackets.
No. See,
that's
a whole nother conversation, because we can go into something else when we get to the levels of tax brackets, because I feel that men... And maybe because women have too much. I don't know, because I feel when it comes to tax bracket, I feel that men reach down below their tax bracket and bring women up, instead of women who have a certain tax bracket, and we're, not that I'm in that tax bracket, but I do have trouble finding someone that's, wants to be with me because they feel I don't need them, or I'm more than, or they can't do anything for me. So
That's because you have too much power. Already going into those relationships, you have more power than them.
In their mind, they don't know what kind of power I have. I don't have.
You got all the power. Because you're a woman. That goes back to what I'm saying. If you're trying to date a man like that, he's gonna always feel like he doesn't have power in that relationship. That's not saying that's how men should be, or I'm not like that, but
right.
That's just how the world is, I guess.
Well, but I think that, and I'm not in, I guess, in disagreement, but I think, okay, so I'm a man, obviously. I hope, so I'm never, right. So I'm not going to tell a woman how to be. So I want to definitely say that I don't want to tell a woman how to be.
Appreciate it.
But I do think that the way that society has, I feel a little bad even starting a statement like that, but because I think that we can use society as a crutch,
yes,
and say society, but then it's like, well, what do you mean? And society. But like earlier, before we started, I said I really want to do a lot of reading now, because I think that there was a time, some spark, or there was a catalyst that led to, I think, the society turning against women. Mm-hmm. Where women were no longer empowered, or where the image of women, was seen as something bad, or the power of women was seen as something ungodly. I think about like, and I know I'm not going to use the appropriate terms because my history's kind of awful. Like when women were identified as witches, and they were throwing them, remember like putting them in water, tying them, the bowl was burning them. Yes. So it's like women are evil. Women are, like not the givers of life, because life comes through women, obviously. Yes. And as a man, I'm thankful for that, because that's a sign of strength to me too, that I know that I don't have. And hey, honestly, I don't want it, like I can't handle it. Yeah, I'll be real. But I think that because the reason I think that something happened, because I just feel like and I'm a Christian, I identify as a Christian. in the Bible, you know, the way women are put under men. And of course, some people will argue, you got to know the context and all of that stuff. But that's problematic for me, even as a believer. You know, like just to know that. And I admit that I put that out there. How women are. I think that the way that we engage with women and men is still more so led by faith practices. And in the majority of faith practices, I think women have been, and maybe it's to study the origins of religions. Maybe that's where the power thing or this restructuring started happening. You know, I don't know. I admit my ignorance. But those faith practices, to me, I always put like a man here and a woman here, instead of us being, you know, together, or even women up here. Even though life comes from women, I mean, yeah, we deliver the seed, but you all protect the seed, and I think that that's why you have a connectivity that a father doesn't have, and that's whether a father is in the life of a child, happily, peacefully, or not. And so I think you take that to relationships, and it's a huge chasm right there. So that's big. It's a lot that goes on there.
Yes.
And man, by the time you get to a relationship,
it's
I think that, and I'm speaking as a person who, you know, like single, you know, not married, you know, not married yet. Excuse me, I'll definitely say that.
Don't block your blessings.
That's right. You know, it's coming. You know, we're also, I think, living our life so much as singles.
Yes.
So when we come together, like me, I'm 39. You know, now just about 5 days ago. Thank you. I've lived most of my life as a single male. To combine that with a woman, and if I'm insecure in any way, that's gonna be hard. And then if the woman is insecure, that's gonna be hard. If I'm insecure and I see a strong woman, you know, and I can't walk beside her, I should say, not in front of her, behind her, I'm gonna have a problem.
Right.
And I think it's because we've been socialized to see women a certain way. We've been socialized to think that we should treat them a certain way, and then we've been socialized to think that we're in a certain hierarchy or in a certain position. I'm minding mine, why you hating? 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 I'm just trying to do me. I'm minding mine, why you hating? I'm just trying to do me. I'm minding mine, why you hating? I'm just trying to do me. I'm minding mine, why you hating? I'm just trying to do me. Mama writing Jesus over everything, but God is first. I just want to be the best for sure, so see, I gotta work. Action.
So when they come across someone like me, which is what they say they want, and I begin to be me in that situation, they don't know what to do with it. Like, they say they want all these things, but then they want to treat me just like they treat all the other women in their lives that have not given them this, and then they don't understand it, and then it's weird and difficult and different, and which are all the things that they say they want from a woman, and then they find it in me. And as KW always tells me, I was like, but I tell men this in the beginning, I am different. I'm not the same. I'm not like other women. But as he always says,
everyone says that.
Right. But then when I showed them, but then when I showed them that,
they don't know what to do with it. It's different.
Right. Because it is actually different. It is actually what they're asking for. It is what they say that they're looking for, but no one knows how to deal with it. Well, the men that I've come across, not no one.
No. I was about to kind of start asking not questions to pick, but just to understand. But I want to, check in with KW. I know he might have, I want to take over the space.
Oh no, yeah, go ahead. I'm chilling.
I was gonna ask and maybe to you too though. I was gonna say I wonder what aspects do you think for example, if I say, I want an independent woman, I want, I guess, woman got her own money, who doesn't need me, so on and so forth. So my question is, to both is, because that's a huge spectrum though.
It is, and it's a lot that goes into that.
Right. What aspects of that do you think men have a problem with?
I really think that it comes down to society being told that the man has to be the head of the household.
Okay.
They got to bring in the money. They got to protect the woman and stuff like that. So when a man comes along and sees a woman that he wants and realizes that she doesn't need his money that he provides and that she can protect himself, the man just feels like there is no need for him to be around. From what I've observed, I guess, not saying that I've done that, but just seeing these men interact with her. And I mean, I got a lot of female friends. They be talking, but stuff like that. Just I mean, I really don't know what it is, but I think it is a power thing where men just feel like they have money, then they have power,
right?
And if a woman has her own money, her own power, then that's not power that he can have over her. But I don't know. That's just what I see. I'm not saying I'm like that because I ain't got no money, but that's just...
We gonna say yet. We gonna say yet.
And that's kind of it for me. And I'll say Rashad and I were talking, just yesterday, and we were talking about part of it could be the socialization, and part of it for me is, unlike the movie, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, I'm learning to become a woman. Like, since I've been 40, I made conscious effort to be more ladylike, to wear dresses, to be cutesy, to put lipstick on here and there. But I was raised as a little boy, kind of. Like, my parents wanted their 5th child, they wanted another son. I wasn't. But they named me Adrian, which is a unisex name. Yeah. I did everything with my dad. I was changing oil. I cut the grass. I did all the things that my sisters, I have 3 sisters older than me, the stuff that my sister didn't do. And since my brother was 10 years older than me, was on his way out the door, I picked up where he left off. So that's just how I was raised. I was raised to do things for myself. Like, I can build a cabinet. I can change a tire. I can... And then at military, I went into the military, which is what my father and my brother did. I followed in their footsteps of life. So it's kind of like I was socialized as a male. I am woman. I am all woman. I love men. Don't get that part twisted. But the way I was raised, I don't sit back and wait. And I even, I put this on a post on Facebook the other day when people were saying, being submissive and what it means and all this other stuff. I actually believe in that. I can actually be a submissive woman. But am I supposed to be laying in the gutter, crawling on the ground, waiting for a man to come pick me up? But I can't do that because I have to live and eat and survive on a daily basis. So I have to be strong. I have to be me. I have to be independent because I can't wait for someone to come save me. Like, I can't from whatever I need to be saved from. I have to survive. And if I don't, what kind of example am I giving to my son, to other women, to the people that I counsel and the work that I do? If I'm not, how can I do the work that I do if I'm laying around waiting to be saved? It's one of those things. Like, if I was broke and sitting around somewhere not doing anything, I would get the man with the money, with this, to take care of me and do all this other stuff. But because I'm up and on my own 2 feet and doing it on my own, it seems as if that type of man is not looking for the type of woman that I am, because he can't save me from something.
Ooh, okay. I'm just with the clicker thing. That's why I pulled that out. So, okay. Both of y'all, boy, I said, shit, I need a drink. It is water in this cup, okay? I maybe need something harder, but
we got some in there.
Oh, excuse me. But so thinking in what y'all just said, and thinking about the power, thinking about the power of women. I wonder if, so I'm not, as a man, obviously, older, 2 men here, but so thinking on my socialization or my upbringing, I was raised. Not the opposite. I was actually raised the same way, but for a different reason. So I was raised by my grandmother and my mother like that. My grandmother taught me to take care of a house, and she taught it to me for the purpose, like, if you're not married by a certain time and didn't have a woman. I'm 8 years old. I didn't even know what that meant because I didn't like girls then. I'm just like, ooh, stinky. Like, girl, who's gonna do that? But now I'm like, yeah, yo, delicious. Anyway, no disrespect. That's total respect. Put some respect on that, okay? And I guess I ain't gonna say it no more. to learn. She was like to kind of prepare me in case I was living single later, and she did. So now I'm learning independence.
Yes.
I'm learning these life skills.
Yes.
But one of the things that I don't think it was intentional, because I think we do what we're taught. Independence maybe sometimes isn't taught along with what good dependence is. Like, you know,
right.
like
exactly.
I can be independent and pay all my bills and do everything, but emotionally have some dependence, and that's not a sign of weakness to me. But I think men have also been raised to, and I think maybe even the current Jay-Z 444 album kind of deals with this a lot, since he's being vulnerable, I feel, to, allow ourselves to go into that area of feeling.
Yes.
I think has been put on us like that's a sign of weakness. So you don't open yourself, right? So a man dominates, a man controls, you know, and the woman has no power. So then in this day of liberation, I should say, or some consciousness, you know, even though current administration is not reflecting that, I think that people are having a hard time reconciling it.
Yeah, but the reality,
you know what I'm saying?
But in reality, in the homes, at least in my home, my dad, you know, is the head of the household, but my mama told him what to do. So it's like, I saw that, so I really knew who was, you know, you really know who the boss is if you're in those households. Like I watched I've been married, I had my then husband, he was the head of the household, but it got to where I was kind of pushed to the side to where I felt I didn't have a voice any longer. So I couldn't be in there, because there's one thing to be submissive and have a voice, because it takes a lot of strength to be submissive, which a lot of people don't understand. We'll do that on a whole nother show. Yeah. But but once you're submissive and that person takes that for granted, get your hair off me. Then it becomes something. It becomes something else. So it's the whole other dynamic, because women are powerful and we do hold the power, and it takes a lot of power to be able to allow the man to lead, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. But like you were saying, there are men that end up being controlling and that end up taking advantage and taking over, and there's some women who don't realize what actual submission means and how it goes into a relationship, to where that they feel that the controlling is love, and that the man taking their power is how it's supposed to be and how things are supposed to go. But you are supposed to have a voice in your relationship. You're you know, it's supposed to be togetherness, not, you know, I do this, I tell you to do that. No, that's not how it goes. So where we lost our power, and I think I have a lot of mine from what y'all was saying, but where some women lose their power is the point of society telling them they need to be with a mate, or they're supposed to be with someone, or they have to be with someone. And don't take that away as I'm saying that women should be alone, because I believe in the family. I believe that there still should be families, there still should be men and women, you know, head of the household type. I do believe in family, but at what cost to the people in the family, as to we lose the family. And again, the women are in charge of those families.
See, I wonder if the power of women has been only codified to sex.
Yes.
Like if it's only been to the bedroom, you know, as somebody said, and like I said, I'm staying in my lane, you know, but like the vagina is 3% of a woman, you know what I'm saying? Like it's so much else going on. And so I think that because relationships, I feel like relationships in some ways have been like, the relationship hadn't started until we have sex. Even though that's not true, but you know, but I'm just saying, I just think that everything has been relegated to intercourse, and so if we're not having intercourse, then we're not together, or if we are having here's the sad part of it: if we are having intercourse, then it's like we are together. But then for some people, if we are having intercourse, we're not together. Then if we're in a relation, and then if we're in a relationship, I want you to be independent, but I want you to be dependent on me. I want you to have power, just don't have your power with me.
This is a welcome party. 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 Party. We have come to welcome.
And action. So recognizing that women do have power, but the power manifests itself throughout her totality.
Yes.
Men, we have power, but I think that we've been pushed to be dominating instead of sharing the power. And women, I think, have been pushed to be under. And so I think that until we can do this number, which is to level this out and balance it out, I think that that's going to be hard for. And here's the funny part: I ain't even talking about relationships right now. I am actually just talking about interacting, men and women. Because when you get into a relationship and then if sex gets into it, oh my goodness, that's a chemistry set.
Yes.
Right now, I'm just talking about a puzzle where we got all the pieces and we know where they go. Just patiently put them where they need to go in our life together. There we go.
Do you have anything you want to say?
That was dope.
Oh, okay. And I do want to say, I do want to hit on another part of power. And I think that sometimes women are pushed, like, not that we're, it's like now we have to take power. Like we feel we have to be overly dominant, overly this, overly that, when we can just be ourselves and be able to get our power and where power stands. And that doesn't mean we have to push men to the side. So that's why I made sure I said we still, I still believe in families. But sometimes this, whatever socialization has come about where women, have to take back the power. You can take back your power while being in a relationship. You can take back your power while being yourself and not having to be someone else, and change yourself to be overly dominant. And just like being in power doesn't mean being alone. Let's say that.
Say that.
Being in power doesn't mean that you don't communicate with men at all. Like being in power is not, it means working together, working with people, knowing how to talk to people, knowing how to do things with other people. And that's what power is being able to listen, being able to talk, and be able to take everything in and then put it back together in a certain way to where everybody's okay. And that's
true.
And women, I believe, can do that a lot better.
President.
Yes.
President.
But he's so silly.
Should have been. President.
So, did you have any closing remarks, KW?
Nah, wrap it up then.
Did you have any closing remarks, Dr. Easley?
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to continue this conversation, and I hope that we will, because I think that this conversation about power does transcend over into relationships.
Yes.
And and I definitely want to say this is something that I'm actually learning about. So that's why I still say I dare not comment on what a woman should be, because I don't know that anyway, and it's not my place to even say that. At least I feel that way, and so I feel empowered to watch a woman demonstrate her power. Like to watch her do that is a great thing in a number of ways, and I'm not just talking sexually. Matter of fact, I'm right now not even talking about that.
That's right.
It's really about what's going on here, and I just think that there's a balance. It's a balance, not a balance to a woman's power. No, it's a balance to how we understand how to enjoy the power. And see, I'm saying enjoy it. Power is everything you said about power to me was about serving. Was about somebody else. It's funny. Everything you said about power to me actually was not about you.
Yeah. Well, that's how I see my power, though.
But that's what I'm saying. So then, but to me, that's not how power is taught. Power is taught where it's all about me. Hence, again, why I say I want to know when things happen historically where we started pulling that away, because I just really feel like that's natural to you.
Yes.
Not a woman, so I can't say that's to all women, but at least my experience has been that's natural to women. Yes. Y'all just seem to have that a natural inclination for otherness. Yes, I guess. Yes, and shoot, maybe I know that'll make the world better. Dang, we need more of that. So and so I don't have nothing else. I'm shutting up because I talk too much anyway. Woman, exercise your power, whether you moan or groan, and it's in or out of your home. Just let your power roam. Okay, all over the honeycomb. Yeah, that's what I got for you.
I'm sorry. been the Higher Ups presents Grown Up Conversation, the Power of Women. We will come back to this on another time when Dr. Easley is available. We will talk about this more. We'll talk about this again. Remember, if you have anything to say, make sure you say something in our comments or hit us up on our social media. All of us, we make sure we have a page for Dr. Easley so you can follow him and hit him up for some questions too, because I'm pretty sure you have them. So thank y'all very much for joining us. I gotta stop laughing. Have a good day. Signing off from the Higher Ups. This is Adrian Butterfly Charleston, aka the woman with the power.
Honeycomb.
This is Malik, aka KW the Artisan, aka Bigfoot, aka the Notorious Back Scratcher, aka Weasel.
All right.
Dr. Easley, aka Rashad DST Thomas, KAP Minister, APA Black Man, PBS Southerner, OPP Heavyweight. Okay.
Thank y'all.
Y'all crazy. You laughing.